Hi guys, welcome to the next part of my review of the 2016 Blood Bowl Almanac. It's actually the Friday before the release of the 2018 one, so tomorrow I'm going to start a review of the 2018 one, which I think people will hopefully find interesting. I do it because I want to. At the moment we're doing the second part of the optional rules, starting with Goblins and Halfling Referees. It's another kick-ass thing you can do. It's quite slow burning, the Goblin and Halfling Referee idea. Every time you commit a foul, you put the Goblin on or Halfling Referee on the beginning of from the pitch to the beginning of your track, and then every time you commit a foul afterwards you move up, and when it gets to 8 you have a consequence either with the Goblin or the Halfling Referee. The Goblin knocks them down, the Halfling Referee takes away one of your rerolls, or if you don't have any, gives one to your opponent. It's basically a cool consequence which, if you've got a massively heavy fouling player or league where you think, okay, we need to calm that down, you can kind of include it in if you want. It's a little fun, and it requires you to have a little model of either a Goblin or a Halfling, which is fairly easy to get hold of. Next, with the coaching staff. Coaching staff are used in nearly every Blood Bowl league that I'm aware of. They're quite good, and they add a lot of cool stuff to the game and allow for some balancing out as well. First off, you've got the head coach role. Now, the head coach of any team is you, but you can have a little model to represent it, which you put on the side of the pitch. If you get that model, every time you make a foul and you roll a double, you get to scream at the ref, roll a d6, and if you get a 6, instead of losing the play, you move them into reserves, which is exceptionally unlikely, but cool. You get assistant coaches, 10k a piece. The assistant coaches add +1 for the brilliant coaching result. When you roll dice, you get a reroll. You get the cheerleaders. They add +1 to the dice roll for the cheering fans result and help you get that. They help counterbalance teams with either who gained fame, so you can balance out. A really good one, at 50k you get an apothecary, which enables you to move badly hurt players into the KO box, or if a player gets killed or injured to the point where it's a problem, it allows you to re-roll that, which is quite cool. It's great to have, and you tend to keep it by in case your best players get badly damaged. Then we've got the infamous coaching staff, you with Horatio Shotton, Master Mage, available to any team. He's a kick-ass wizard which spend millions advertising. He's on his way to make himself available for the top of the drop of that. Even managed to secure regular column in Spike magazine, which is cool. Once per half, Horatio can cast a fireball and fling it at the opposition. Basically, it's another way of doing damage to the opposition. Or you've got Carrie Coldsteel and Norse Cheerleader. Carrie counts as 3 cheerleaders. In addition, if her team cannot set up 11 players at the start of a drive, Carrie may decide to show them how it's done. Her team's coach can choose to remove her from the sidelines and set her up as part of the team. If she does so, she counts as part of the team for the duration of the drive instead of a cheerleader. And she's not bad. She's got movement allowance of 6. She's got a strength of 2 because she's not that strong, an agility of 3 and an armor value of 7. She has block, dauntless, frenzy, and loner. So having a strength of 2, she is going to be using a lot of that dauntless, which is really cool. Fink the Fixer, personal goblin assistant. He counts as 3 assistant coaches. If his team uses a bribe, they can reroll to see if this works. Also, if Fink's team's head coach argues a call, it succeeds on a 5 or more, not just a 6. But if the argument call fails, he is sent to the dungeon with the head coach. So another fun little thing. I say most people I know use the additional coaching staff, but not necessarily the infamous coaching staff. You've got several others, including Papa Skullbone, who Cast spells. Glandrel Silverwater, an elven cheerleader. She does some cool stuff. Sorry, got some Gunkamaya. I'm not going to go through all of them because I always get Gunkamaya when I finish work, because it'll take forever. You've got Croft Shock Whisker, the Skaven Engineer. Each one having their own unique ability and each one having their own availability. Some are available to all, others available to various teams. Specifically, for example, Crotch Shock Whisker is only available to Skaven or Underworld Denzins. Papa Skullbones is available to Chaos Chosen, Chaos Renegades, and Nurgle teams. In addition to that, you've got optional special balls, which you've got cool there. It's worth noting each of the balls you get with your teams is one of the optional special balls, so you can use it to represent it to see which ball's going along. Each special ball brings something cool to the table. For example, the extra spiky ball. If the result to pick up a catcher ball is 1 after heals before any medication applies, the player making the attempt is treated as being attacked with the stab skill. So that goes through his armor and potentially do him an injury. The Snotling Ball Suit, which is basically a Snotling wearing a ball suit. During each of their turns, the Goblin Coach can make a move action with the ball as though it were a player on their team. If the ball is being carried by the player on the opposing team, it must first try and escape. That's pretty fucked up, but really funny. Each of the balls has a different ability and a different cool thing that it does, and each of them adds a little more chaos to the game. Perhaps not something you want to include in league games, as they may randomize it and cause a little chaos, but certainly some fun stuff for your main one-off games. Then you've got the exhibition play rules. During off season, you get to make exhibition plays. Each coach picks a team, lists and creates a team from from 11 to 16 players, and they can include coaching staff. However, there are a few exceptions. You don't let your opponents see it. When you buy or purchase players, you can buy improvements for them at the cost shown, and you can add any number of star players to your roster. So there's loads of weird, cool stuff. It doesn't affect what's going on in your leagues. It's just a bit of fun to be had between games. Then you move on to the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame contains a lot of famous Blood Bowl teams. They're pre-written and pre-built. A, it's an excuse to put a lot of awesome fluff in, and B, it's an excuse to give you pre-written, experienced teams to play with. You just have to remember the numbers, and then each of these teams is a fairly insane, vaguely well-balanced team. Each of the team has a total cost of about 2 million, meaning they are balanced, pre-built, experienced teams to play. If you've not got part of a league and you want to try wacky stuff out, they're a great way to do that. And if you just want to try out something other than just a basic starter team, it gives you a great one to play. Additional optional rules you get are there's optional special cards as to how you deal out the special cards. One-off match, basically there's you roll randomly for the cards to see how many you get. But in addition to that, you've got points per coach. You can roll to see. Basically, there's different ways of using it. Way one is you roll to see how many cards you get. Way two is, depending on the team value, you can buy cards at a points cost per coach. The cheaper your team value, the cheaper the cards are, the more expensive your team value, the more expensive the cards are. This is to allow for the fact that cards will work in a more broken way the more stuff you've got to add to them. Or you've got another method here which works by the different decks. So different types of cards cost different amounts. That's the first variant points one. There we go. Oh no, tell I. Sorry, you roll randomly to see how many points you get. You get additional points for the cost of your coach, and these are how much they cost. So teams with higher points get less points, but can roll more. Teams with lower costs get more points, but can roll less. No, tell it right, the other way around. Lower teams get less points. Oh no, tell a lie. One of his rolls, I have gotten this wrong 3 times. My apologies, guys. End of a long shift at a new job, little tie. For one-off matches, you roll. For league games, you get points per coach depending on how many points you have. Let's have a look. Yep, each coach starts with the same. In league games, each coach starts with the same number of points. You look up the highest team value of the 2 main teams, and then whoever's got the highest team value, use their thing to determine cards. So if you've got a 2,300,000, both coaches get the same amount of points. They get 5 points. If you've got 1,290,000, both coaches get the same amount of points. They both get 2 points. So it gives you the same amount of cards regardless. There's a second one. Number of cards for each star deck is randomly determined. Start before kickoff, or the regular step pre-match in the league. Coach roll D6. Coach rolls the highest, picks one of the available special play decks, draws 2 cards for a face down and gives one to their opponent without looking at it. The other coach then does the same. In one-off match, roll the number of cards in each starting deck. So basically, you roll a number of cards. The highest team player picks 2, gives your opponent 1. Then the next player picks 2, gives the opponent 1. So you know some of the cards your opponent's got, and they know some of the cards you've got, but also some of them are secret, depending how many you get. And again, the starting deck is worked out at the value of the highest team. They got variant 3, 1 deck only. This keeps things simple. There's another one where, again, you roll and it works the same way. Yep, you pick 1 deck and it works the same way as the card draft. There's another one which involves choosing cards. You have an optional rule variant special play inducement where, depending on what deck it's from, it depends what the points were. Depends what the point system is. Some of the better ways I've actually seen it done are people go through an experienced set of coaches, along with your commissioner, will go through and work out roughly what they think the values of the cards are. Sometimes I've seen this done based on the teams. For example, some teams, and again, I'm going to refer to Wood Elves because I play Wood Elves, want certain cards. Iron Man, for example, reduces the chance to be, well, makes it so your player cannot be injured. He can only be knocked out or stunned, I forget which now. Which, for an Ogre team, not that much of a problem. They've got a ton of armour. For a Wood Elf team like mine, it's an amazing card. I always hope for it whenever we're doing cards. And when I get it, I put it straight on one of my War Dancers, which allows me to pull off so many dangerous and risky plays that I would not be able to risk with a War Dancer if I didn't have it. So there are other ways apart from the ones in books, and they're all good. That's it for now. Next video, I'm going to go through the skills update. Basically, these are the update skills. They're available in the original book, but they have been updated in the almanac It'll be nice to see what they are. Plus, I'm going to do that hopefully in line with the new almanac when it comes out, so I can compare any skills in the new almanac with skills in the old almanac. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and see you next time. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. Not sure why, but I am. So if you like it, see me there, and please tell your friends. Thanks very much. Bye.